good, guys? Fellow geeks. Finally, we're getting more and more news of the ending of the Krakoa era and from the Ashes era of the X-Men. And there are three more titles that I was waiting to see who the creative teams were going to be on these titles, and we get a signal of them. The last time I talked about it, we talked about NYX, but now I said to I remember what I said. I was like, I'm wondering who is going to be the creative team for X Factor, Wolverine, and the Storm Solo series. And they announced 2 this week. So let's kick it off. X Factor is returning. X Factor is going somewhat back to its roots to a degree. In this new X Factor book, the X Factor will be a sanctioned mutant team by the government. Back in the day, now, for anybody who never read an X Factor book, X Factor, when it started by Claremont, it was the original X-Men team. Now, basically, they were grown now. So the original X-Men, the original 5, were the original X Factor. Then later on, they became the mutant government sanctioned team led by Forge and Multiple Man, Wolvesbane, Strong Guy, Quicksilver, Polaris, and Scott's brother Havok. Okay. Now and then of course, then later on Peter David did a great job with the X Factor. Became like a private investigation for mutants. They occupied a mutant town, that section of Manhattan that was just all for mutants. And then later on, I forgot where they went with it next, but I've always been an X Factor fan, and it's good to see that X Factor is returning with some familiar faces and some new blood. The funny thing about it is, I said this, I called this, I said, I hope this series is a combination of classic and old. We have 2 old school members, veteran members of X Factor. Angel, Warren Worthington III, and Havok. When I saw this, I said, wait a minute, didn't Havok die? I remember him dying, and Madeline Pryor, he was like a zombie and things like that. And so they better explain how he's back now. That's one thing, but I'm glad to see Havok back. Havok is on the team. Angel, they will co-lead this new team. Co-lead with Frenzy, Joanna Cargill. Cool. That's the Muscle. Pyro, who has been getting a resurgence in, turning over a new leaf. I never hated Pyro. Honestly, I've never really been a big fan of his, because Pyro's powers, people think, oh, he's like a pyrokinesis. He does pyro. He can't really make the fire. He's not like Sunspot or Firestar or Magma and all those other great mutants that can use fire. He can only control it. That's why he has the blowtorches, and so he really is more of a pyrokinetic. He can't, somewhat, he can manipulate the fire. But I'm happy for him. And when I first saw it, I was like, is that Wolfsbane? Then I looked, I was like, no, wait, tail. That's Pharaoh. I was like, God damn, it's been a long time since I've seen her. Now, they also say that that's not the full team. Thank God. Because again, I'm like, not another odd number team. I was like, my OCD kicks in real quick. So I'm like, yeah, there better be more teams. And they said that there will be more teams on the cusp of this title. So, with that being said, let me give you guys a little bit of what it's going to be. So, the book is going to be written by Mark Russell. Mark Russell does a lot of comedy mixed with politics, and more importantly, Mark Russell is, if you've ever read, he was the writer of the Fantastic Four life story, which was damn good. I liked that book a lot. That was really good. Artwork is going to be done by Bobby Quinn. Thank God, because when I saw this fucking cover, I was like, God damn, not Greg Land. God damn it. Don't put him on this book. I was like, thank God he's just doing the fucking cover. I cannot stand Greg Land's artwork. I don't like the tracer, okay? So, basically, this is going to be they're going to be like a agency that's going to be dealing with the post-Krakoa era, because there are going to be a lot of militant mutant groups that are going to be popping up, and X-Factor is going to be dealing with. They're the only sanctioned team from what I read, from what it seems what I read. But it also goes on to say, they also talk about how they're going to be part secret agents for missions. They're going to be special agents when they do their missions, and also they're gonna kind of be like part celebrities. So the price of fame is also gonna play a factor in this series. I'm cool with this. Like I said, I'm glad that an original X-Men is on there, but I really wish Bobby was on there too. I was like, I'm looking at the original 5 X-Men, and I'm like, where's Bobby? Where is Bobby? He's not on any X-Men team, and that hurts me because Bobby is one of my favorite X-Men, and especially from the original 5, and he's nowhere to be seen. The last thing we saw of Bobby is that miniseries, The Astonishing Iceman, which I definitely want to read. I'm waiting for it to come out on trade. But yes, to see that Bobby's not on any team, I thought he would have been on X Factor. I'm like, put him on X Factor. I wish he was. Omega level mutant? Come on, what the hell? What's going on, man? Like, hopefully he is on a team. He comes later because they do say there's gonna be more members. Okay, cool. Because we got Scott and Scott and Hank on X-Men. Jean is going out into space as the Phoenix. Warren is doing X Factor. That's 4. Where Bobby at? Come on, Marvel. Don't hurt me now. Come on now. Come on now. Hey, Gail, if you're listening, can you put Bobby on the team, please? I'm begging you, please. I'm sorry. Anyway, so X Factor is coming. Finally, we got the news. I'm all for this. I've said it before, guys. I am going to look at my pull list for Marvel, and I'm going to see what I'll take off of my Marvel pull list, because I'm gonna add every X-Men book on there, and I'll read 5 issues of each. And if I don't like, matter of fact, I'll read 1 story arc. Mostly, a story arc is usually 5 to 6 issues. If I'm not really feeling it after that story arc, after that first initial story arc, I'll drop it. But I'm gonna support every X-Men book. I'm not even joking. And with that being said, guys, we move on to the next. They just dropped it today, and we're talking about Wolverine. Wolverine is coming. Wolverine is getting. We all knew Logan was getting X, getting his solo series back. He's always the initial X-Men that gets his series, gets an ongoing solo series. And the solo series, Wolverine, is going to be written by Saladin Ahmed, same writer that's did great on Miles Morales, things like that. He's going to be doing with artwork done by Martin Colico. I hope I'm saying this right. He does great artwork on Immortal Thor. Really good artwork. I really do enjoy it. The title will be coming on at 9/11. Actually, wow. But this is the synopsis of the Wolverine. So it's going to be just in time for the character's 50th anniversary. 50 years of Wolverine. Wow. Respect. I always love that scene when characters last a long time. So basically it implies that, okay, so this story is going to take place. The story follows, the following story is after Krakoa's tragic fall, the brutal Sabretooth War storyline. I do recommend y'all should be reading that. Currently unfolding in the final issues of Ben Percy's run. Mr. Percy, you did a great job. Thank you. Logan will it says Logan will turn his back on humanity, mutant kind, and the X-Men. Well, we know that's not true because he's going to be on the X team. So yeah, he doesn't. Now, it also says the team of Ahmed and Colico will begin the new run deep in the Canadian wilderness. So Logan's going back home. I'm coming home. No, sorry. He's coming home, and Wolverine will reunite with his wolf pack. So you fucking telling me the same wolf pack that he used to run with is still alive after all that? That's crazy. Okay. And embraces the beast within him. So it kind of seems like he's going back to his feral side. Feral Wolverine. After today's episode of X-Men 97, yeah, you best believe that's coming. That's another, I'm sorry, getting off topic. But after that, it says, but Wolverine's more than an animal. He's a soldier. And a new war is brewing as Nightcrawler struggles to remind Logan that he's part of a family. Logan's exile is violently disturbed by his most hated foes, and with each battle, a new existing threat gathers strength. This ancient villain has been bubbling under the surface of the Marvel Universe since the days of myth, and once unleashed will drastically alter the scope of Wolverine's storied history and force him to prove himself as a hero like never before. I like that. Okay, who's this ancient enemy? There's a few I can think of. Is it Ogon? Are they thinking of the Wendigo? I don't know. I'm intrigued. Yes, indeed. Saladin Ahmed, I do like his writing. Right now, he's doing a bang-up job, in my opinion, on Daredevil. So, and I have read a little bit of his not as much as I want to, because I get Miles in trade, but I love what he did on Miles Morales as well, what I've read. But it's good to see what's coming next for somebody. Now, with that, we're missing one, Storm. And now I'm licking my motherfucking chops to see who is going to be writing Storm's solo series. Who's writing that? So, if I'm not mistaken, X Factor is, I forgot to tell the date. I think X Factor is coming out August 14th. Wolverine's coming out 9/11. And most likely, Storm will come out probably in October or so. But I want to know who's her ongoing. Who's the creative team on that? Just one more. I want to know. But with that being said, guys, that right there is the end. We're done, my pack. You guys tell me in the comment section below. How do you feel about the X Factor book, the writing creative team? How do you feel about Wolverine's new creative team? And with that being said, I look forward to hearing what you guys got to say. Let's get going in the comments section. Give me that thumbs up. I appreciate it, my pack. I want to hear from you. Let's go. Let's get into a conversation because your boy is ready. Let's do it. And with that being said, this is TheMtVernonkid saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real. Your alpha bids you adieu.